This is why revision is one of the most powerful things you can do to heal yourself and start manifesting great things into your life. Hello and welcome. My name is Gareth Fleck, and in this video I want to speak about why revision of past events is so powerful. This helped me completely heal and set me free from my past and the evils and suffering that I might have endured through certain events, circumstances, situations, and people. So what is revision? Revision is when we get still and silent and focus on a past memory, and then we recreate the memory to how we wish it went. For example, when you go to bed at night, go back through the day, step by step, each thing you did, and then you go back through it, recreating it the way you wish it went. If you had an argument, instead that argument didn't happen. Maybe work didn't go well, instead work went really well. So we're recreating it because the body and mind doesn't know the difference between a thought or a real event. And the past keeps getting recreated into the future from our past experiences, okay? Will get embedded on us. So I want to give a quick, this is called havening when we stroke our hands like this, and it brings us into delta waves. And we can only get delta waves when we're in deep sleep, and we can only sleep if we feel safe. So just by doing this touch, it's telling your brain it's safe, it's calm, and just shutting off the fight, flight, freeze, defensive rage mode that, hangs out in us. So when we're revising things, always, always, always be stroking your hands. Because if you've had a memory that is quite encoded, when you think about it, it spikes all your neurons and you'll go into fight flight mode. That's why with traditional counseling, that's getting you to sit there just speaking about all this traumatic stuff, where it's re-traumatizing your body and mind's experiencing it again for the first time over and over. But when we do this or this or this, the hands, find what works best for you. It stops the trigger from fight, flight, freeze, defensive rage. It stops us being re-traumatized. You cannot get traumatized again while doing this because your brain's in a state of delta waves and it feels calm and relaxed. So every time you're going to revise, what I did is I wrote out each event in my life that I thought was quite significant while havening and feeling that I was safe enough to do this, okay? Because it can be quite intense revisiting memories, especially if they weren't the greatest, okay? So always please remember to stroke your hands as you're doing your manifesting, your work, your revision, your healing. This is the greatest tool that I've found that has helped me for mentally delinking emotions attached to memories. So find an event, and then you go back in your mind and you replay it. As you're stroking your hands, you know what's happened. So it spikes your neurons a bit. And then we go through it again and we change it to something that completely different to the way we wish it went. Maybe that relationship went well and you ended on good terms of a hug and a kiss goodbye, like I wish you the best, instead of a big fight, which will create more fights in the future in relationships until we heal the wound type thing. Or getting fired from a job, instead of getting fired, you change it, you decided to leave, or you got an upgrade, a raise, or a new opportunity. Anything. I'm not the best of these examples that come to my mind, but I can always go off my own history and examples and things I've changed, like relationships. Like just yesterday, I was having not the greatest thoughts come into my mind, the limiting beliefs around partners and girls. So I just got still, started havening. First I went, what if this doesn't actually mean anything to me? This doesn't mean anything. Why am I so attached? And I detached. But then I went back to, where did I first feel this feeling? Or what incident, what situation is this attached to, this coming from? Where is this limiting belief coming from? And then I found it, went back and recreated it to something that was more empowering. And this is so profound, especially adding the havening. It delinks the emotion attached to the memory, and then you recreate a new one. Do it a few times for each event of your life. So we go back through every event. This can take time, and only do it at your own pace and when you're ready. Find events, go back, revisit them, trigger it, haven for a bit, then recreate the memory to imply that that event didn't even happen. Your childhood, go through your childhood. A lot of our core beliefs come from our childhood, from 0 to 7, or even to 0 to 12, 13. 0 to 7, our conscious mind it's only developing. We've just in theta waves, we're like a wee computer taking everything in, and if the best things didn't happen in that time, they get imprinted and encoded as a core belief, and then our beliefs get manifested out into the outer world and come back to us as situations, circumstances, events, and people. So if we can change it to something that really went well and happened and it was great, that's going to get projected. It's like we're shifting timelines to a timeline where that didn't happen in our life. Sure, the memory is there, the older one, but if you do it enough, it doesn't bother you anymore, and it attached with this havening and stroking in your hands, safely soothing yourself, you feel safe, and it just doesn't matter anymore. The old roads blocked off, you got the new highway to freedom and love, joy, bliss, and peace. So you go through, just even write down things that you've had, cross it out, rewrite it, and then imagine that event a few times until when you think about it, it's like a natural memory to you. This is so, so powerful, because we have all these limiting beliefs at times that we've been hurt. Think of your body as a vessel, a cup. You come into this earth empty, and then all these things start getting tipped into your cup. And the more it gets filled up, and we're so full, it pushes our soul out and we die, we leave. The soul can't be here anymore. It's like, so what we do is we're re-emptying that cup. We're clearing our vessel, our mind, our hearts from all this turmoil or just situations that weren't the greatest when we were learning, when we were unconscious. So forgive yourself, love yourself, because we've done many things when we didn't understand, like the power of our mind, our thoughts, our actions, and we didn't know any better. So we got to have compassion in the heart for ourselves and for others that have hurt us, or we have hurt them. Have compassion and forgive yourself. Forgive, 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 forgive. Go back through and recreate it when you were kind and nice, when you had fun, enjoyed, school was great, or that job was fun, that relationship, I learned a lot. That event where I lost, I went back through sporting events that I had as a kid. I was always coming second and third, or but I changed it to where I came first to insinuate I'm a winner, and I felt it. Oh God, I won. I won that BMX race. I didn't actually throw my bike down and pack a tantrum because I wasn't winning. That didn't happen. It did, but you can change it. So now when I remember it's me winning, and I'm like, yeah. Yeah, that revision is so, 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 so powerful. I even reckon before starting to try and manifest these new big desires, take care of the old limiting, the old programming, conditioning that you have by going through your past and having love and compassion and forgiving yourself, and then recreating these events. Get your vessel clean, empty it from the old, and then fill it with all this new abundance and stuff. You're an adult now. You can't let the past in our childhood rule us now. If we got messed up in our childhood, it's not fully on us, but if we decide to stay messed up as an adult and not do anything about it, or heal ourselves or take it on ourselves to be our own savior and put in the work, then that's on us. That was a big wake-up call for me as well, you know. Yes, go right, find events, significant events in your life. Make sure you're havening so you feel calm and safe. Write it down, the old event, what happened. Cross it out. Write what actually happened, what we're going to create. And then as you're havening, so self-soothing, you're in a safe place, go revisit, recreate. You can even, once, you know, you can activate the old memory. And then once it's activated, boom, find a safe place you like to go. So I'm just going to use the forest for an example, okay? So I've activated this memory, wipe it from my mind. Now I imagine I'm in a forest. What are 5 things I see? 2 things I hear? 1 thing I smell? 1 thing I taste? How does it feel being in this nice forest? You know, you're covering all the senses, you're distracting your mind, you're flooding your mind with new information that is pushing out the old belief, the old negative or not so great memory. So what are you seeing? Okay, you've covered your senses. Now let's go for a walk. Count to 20 in your mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, or out loud, you know, all the way up to 20 as you see yourself walking through this forest. Stop, look around again in your mind. What do you see? This is flooding your mind with delta waves and new information. So it's cleared that event. And then think about that event again. Does it have a sting? No. Cool. Now let's recreate the new event. So write that down. A safe space, a calming place, a place you feel secure, happy. What would be 5 things? 5 things you'd see, 2 things you'd hear, 1 thing you'd smell, 1 thing you'd taste. How does it feel? Write that down. Then go for a walk for 20 steps, counting out loud. And then revisit the memories. This takes time, but I promise you it's amazing. I drove around to all my childhood, I probably mentioned this before, childhood places. Like, remember Wee Park I used to hang out with and have lots of fights. Me a fighter, right? Yeah, I was pretty good at it. But yeah, and used to fight a lot or get in trouble down at the park, and some pretty intense things happened. And I went back there in physical person and just activated all of it. Did my havening in public, going through my mind, like where's the safe place I'm at now, you know, pushing it out, flooding my mind, then recreating and just remembering the happy times that were there. You know, not when I smashed my head, not when I got in a big fight, when I did cool tricks and I landed them, when I met friends and had a great time, when I went and got a Kit Kat bar that I broke open and had $50 in it. You know, all the cool things. Back in my childhood home, I went through little things that happened. My brother, neighbors, friends, parents, you know, it wasn't the best. Activate it, release it, and recreate it. It's so powerful. It's so powerful. Yeah. This is so good for healing. So good for healing. And then once we're healed of the empty vessel, now we create. Now we create because we don't have all those limiting beliefs and baggage attached to you. You know, I'm clean now. You're a complete different person. You're completely new cells, new hair. You know, you're a complete different being than you were back then. You're still in the same energy, but the whole body and everything's changed. So let's upgrade the mind to match this new beautiful being that you are. I hope that was helpful. Revision is so powerful. revise, change. Set yourself free. Let go, love, forgive, compassion, peace, joy, love, 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 love. Lots of love to you. Peace be on your soul. Leave comments, questions, like, subscribe if you're new. Daily videos. Let's do it. Enjoy your life. Bye.